Hi, I'm Emma, and in this video, we'll look at the different steps of designing a robotic interview and posting it on Enigma. We'll follow Samantha Livingston, the HR manager of Grand Dominion Bank, while she posts an interview for a bank analyst on Enigma. Sam will compose questions that will reveal how experienced, knowledgeable, and how qualified each applicant is. She will arrange these into assessments, each of which gives a line on the results bar chart, so that she can easily compare the applicants. She'll arrange the interview into checkpoints, which each applicant must pass to progress to the next. Using the link that Sam was sent when she registered, she logs into her Enigma Score account and selects Create Interview, and here she enters the details of the job she needs to fill. She selects Employer and chooses Grand Dominion Bank. Next, she selects the interview type from the pull-down and chooses Financial Services. She then proceeds to the interview title and types Bank Analyst. This is followed by a brief job description. Finally, Sam enters the start and end dates that the interview will be available and hits Save. Interviews are all about questions, asking the right questions in the right order. Enigma offers both system and client assessment tests. Sam adds questions she wants Enigma to ask. On the client assessment, she clicks Add Assessment and adds education as an assessment, with a brief description, and proceeds to post questions. In an interview, questions are often not so precise. Enigma thus gives you the widest choice of question types available. These include open, survey, numerical, single, multi-select, and video questions, which can effectively collect data. Enigma can ask open questions which don't have a right or wrong answer, but instead gets an opinion. For example, she can ask, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?" Or, "Why do you want to join this company?" These are very typical interview questions and are often asked. A single question gives several options, and Sam scores the correct one. For example, she can measure an applicant's financial statement analysis knowledge by asking, "What is a creditor's objective in performing an analysis of financial statements?" and gives a score of 5 to the correct answer. We also have the survey questions. Each option has its own score, according to the importance of the answer. For example, Sam asks, "Which university did you attend?" and provides a list of expected institutions. Sam sets the scores for each university or institution according to their rankings. An applicant could have attended more than one education institute, so they can select as many choices as possible, and their score will be an accumulation of those scores. Numerical questions accept only numeric answers, and these can be expressed as a range. Finally, we have the multi-select questions. These are questions that have more than one correct answer. Sam may ask an applicant to select 3 basic tax types, and provides a list of options to select all that apply. You can make any question that you set dependent on how the applicant answered a previous question. This is a very valuable feature. These are only asked if the applicant achieves a score in a previous question, so you can generate a series of questions, all relating to a particular topic you want to measure. To set up dependent questions, log in, and follow the ordinary steps of creating a client assessment. When creating the assessment, check the Activate Dependent Questions button in order to activate the dependency functionality on this assessment. Otherwise, you will have an ordinary assessment. For example, to measure a candidate's knowledge of a topic like Excel, you can set a question at the top of the tree like, "Are you conversant with Microsoft Excel?" and set yes or no options. If the candidate selects yes, ask a basic question, and if the candidate gets that question right, ask a more difficult question like, to select some common Excel functions. Once Samantha is done posting the questions, she proceeds to Checkpoint. Here in Checkpoint, we arrange questions according to the format that we want them to appear to our applicants. You can break your interview into mini-interviews using checkpoints. After the first mini-interview, you can fail or pass your candidates. The passed candidates are the ones that can proceed with this interview. Sam finally gets to preview the interview before activating it. She is able to expose it to her colleagues at the bank to get their reaction. When she is satisfied with her interview, she can click on the activation button and all is set.